Hello, everybody. So, I just wanted to pop on for just a little bit and talk about the latest trailer that dropped from Star Wars for Rise of Skywalker. Um, Unfortunately, I won't be reacting to it. I've already seen it like about 3 times, but and basically, I'm not really sure how to bring up the little picture in the picture to make it be like so I can actually react to it properly. But let me just say, I have theories. um, it's really pretty cool, and especially if you get to the end of, and this is a spoiler warning. This is going to involve the spoiler, but I'm sure most everybody's seen it by now. If they haven't, go see it. All you have to do is Google Star Wars like D23 trailer or first look or whatever. That's how I found it anyway. And check it out. So, and I've also watched a couple of reaction videos to it, and I've watched, of course, Matt Patton did a theory on it, and I'm kind of like, because apparently he did his theory before the trailer dropped. And so, and then, of course, I follow him on Twitter, and of course, he posted a link to the video, um, to the trailer, and was like, well. It's like, because his trailer, his video was all about, Rey is going to turn to the dark side, and Rey is going to be evil, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, interesting theory, Matt Pat. However, I have a feeling that may not totally be true. Now, do I have a feeling that Rey might turn evil briefly? Maybe. However, I did also read a comment in the comment underneath the trailer that said something to the effect of um how when Rey was on the island that Luke was living on, and she went into the dark hole, and that was supposedly filled with the dark side, and that weird scene where she asked to see her parents, and there's two shadow figures, and they morph into herself, and then all of a sudden there's this huge line of hers. Well, some people are thinking that she might be a clone, or that might be a clone of hers that Palpatine was using, because apparently Palpatine was using clones not only for his stormtroopers and all, but he was using clones for himself, which is interesting. And we already pretty much know that Palpatine's going to show up in some way, shape, or form in this next movie. But here's my thought. This whole trilogy especially, but also if you look back to the prequels, and if you look back to even the original 3, there was all this talk about bringing balance to the Force. And especially with Kylo, who represents dark, Rey, who up to now is representing the light. And remember at the end of the last not at the end, but how in the trailer for The Last Jedi, Luke was like, it's time for the Jedi to end. Well, some people are thinking that, and of course at the end of the movie he said, I'm not the last Jedi, and obviously probably meaning Rey. However, I have a theory about that. And my theory is that because in these three latest movies that we're getting or will be getting, there's been the epic battle struggle even between Rey and Kylo. And of course, the easiest way is just look on the surface and be like, oh, Kylo represents the dark side, Rey represents the light side, and which one of them is going to win. But if you take a look at all the movies, all the things, and even just movies themselves, and there's books, there's comics, there's graphic novels, there's all this stuff too. None of which I've seen by chance, so I pretend to know anything about what went on in there. But my interesting thing is, what if Luke was technically correct when he said that it's time for the Jedi to end? In other words, it's time to... Because on one hand, you've got the Jedi who have been trained to be emotionless. They're super powerful, but yet they can't show emotion, because emotion leads to the dark side. And then you've got Kylo. Mr. I'm going to have a temper tantrum and smash things because I don't get my way, or because I'm scared or insecure or whatever. There has been talk through these last few movies of a gray Jedi. Not somebody who technically is just good or evil. Because people aren't just good or evil. Even in like books and stuff, that's kind of boring. You kind of want to have your villains be a little complex. Like, I've always liked villains who either have a reason for what they're doing, or, you get to like them, and then you find out that you know, they're the ones behind the whatever, the big evil plan or whatever. So, here's my thought. Because I know so many people were been lucky, actually, because most of the people whose reactions I've watched have been excited about that one scene at the end where, and it's really cool because it hits you with nostalgia. It starts out with like the two suns on Tatooine, and then goes into Luke, Leia, Han, 3PO, all that scenes from all the previous movies. And it flashes through, and then all of a sudden, it's like, here comes the new scenes. And starts out with Rey, Finn, Poe, probably the droids, standing there looking at something, and then flashes through a few more scenes, and Luke repeats the phrase that he did in the last trailer, which was, "We've taught you all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight." And everybody's thinking that he's talking to Rey. What if he's talking to Kylo? What if somehow Rey either turns evil, turns to the dark side for a bit, because we know they're going to face off against Palpatine. We know Palpatine's very good about manipulating and very good about, making you think you're doing something for your own reasons when you're actually doing it for his reasons. But what if, Palpatine gets to Rey? What if, or what if it's discovered that Rey is just one of a bunch of clones that Palpatine made? Because that was the other thing MapOut was talking about in his theory, was that Palpatine had all these contingency plans for, in case he died, which he did supposedly um, at the end of, the movie. Anyway, so what if Rey finds out she's a clone? And what if that leads to her, somehow feeling or being brainwashed or whatever into thinking, well, I have to obey the person who made me. And what if Palpatine, whether he's a Force ghost, whether he somehow survived all those years, what if he starts training her in how to be a Sith? Because at the very end of the trailer, she shows up. She's in the dark Sith robe with the hood up. And she's got a red lightsaber. And then she pushes something and it flips. And it becomes like a Darth Maul saber. Like where it's two lightsabers in one. But here's my thought. What if Kylo either knows this is gonna happen, suspects it's gonna happen. Like, I'm assuming he'll find out at some point about Rey and everybody, going to the remains of the second Death Star. And there's these scenes, and yeah, they can manipulate and they can make it seem like this scene directly precedes this scene. Maybe it doesn't. But there's this scene where it's Kylo and Rey battling on top of what I'm assuming is wreckage from the Death Star. So maybe they go to find it. She decides to go back by herself because, like the hole on the island, it's drawing her. It's being like, come back, find me, kind of thing. What if Kylo finds out and is like, and I can even see a little bit of a misdirect where he's like, no, that should be me that's going in there. That should be me that's going down there, to help the Emperor or whatever, or, and at this point we still don't know if they find out that the Emperor's in there. They don't know. We don't know why they show up at the Star Remains. Nothing like that. But here's my thought. What if Kylo ends up going over to the light side? And I'm hoping that they don't do a switch around on the title like they don't change the title like right before it comes out. I'm hoping that it's still Rise of Skywalker, because here's my thing. As far as we know, Rey is not a Skywalker. And especially if we find out Rey is a clone that the Emperor made in order to protect himself, in case to put his conscience in, or his force ghost or whatever, to put it in. And Kylo technically is half Skywalker because of his mom. So I kind of find it interesting that the two of them are fighting on top of the wreckage. And like I said, it could just be this should be should be my chance, should be my, my grandfather made this, my grandfather. Could be that. Or even could be because he's been frustrated with Ray before. He's been, and not just like the sexual tension that they've been working on. I'm talking about, he's been out and out frustrated with her. And being like, let me teach you, let me train you. And it's like, we don't necessarily know that you meant train you to be a Sith. What if he finds out that she's gone over to the dark side and he goes and he ends up saving her and going back over to life? And the two of them together become the Grey Jedi. Not totally good, not totally light, not totally dark. It could happen. It could very well happen. So anyway, that's my thought process. I just want to pop on real quick because I'm alone in the house for the moment and let you guys know what I thought. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Rey's gonna go dark? Do you think Kylo's gonna go light? Do you think they're gonna meet in the middle and compromise? Do you think they're actually gonna be able to be like work out something? Work out like a treaty or whatever? What do you guys think? But yeah. And as you guys can probably tell, I have work here in a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to pop on because I saw the trailer yesterday and I missed it, and it was my mother who told me about it. And I was like, what? So we went out yesterday because I needed to buy new trousers, and I got a new pair. Also got another pair of capris, which are really nice. But yeah, so, and after we got back from that, I was like, let me get on YouTube really quick. So I saw the trailer, watched it, had to watch it a couple times because first time you're just like watching, and then the second time it's like, okay, what's going on in this scene? What's going on in this scene? And what, when Ray shows up at the end all stiffed out, and I'm just like, what? So I'm very excited. So anyway, yeah. So that's my theory. I don't know if I'll be correct or not, but yeah. that's my theory for the so far, and it'll be interesting to see if I'm right or not. Also, I'm extremely excited because hopefully, if I leave to go to England at the end of October, which is planned at the moment, um, so hopefully I will be um, in England when the movie comes out, and I'll be able to watch it with Keith. So super excited. Um. Anyway, so I hope you guys have a great day, rest of your day. I'll be working 3 to like 10-ish, depending. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.